Good morning, Fitness Tribe. It is your favorite trainer, Coach Chuck. Today is, what is today? Today is Thursday, February 1st. Welcome to February. Happy Black History Month. And I am coming to you with the movement of the month. So, I hope you guys really enjoyed the bicep and tricep or arms month as much as I did. I was hoping that one of the things that would, or actually one of a couple of things that would happen is that you guys would get really intimate with your arms. Now, what does Coach Chuck mean when I say that, intimate with your arms? Well, for one, if you are working your biceps, which is part of your pulling system, and you are working your triceps, which is part of your pushing system, right? You're gonna learn a little bit about working those on a daily basis. Now, the common belief these days is that you need to work a muscle and give that muscle a day of recovery, right? And for those of us that work out, that might be true. But for those of us that train, that's not necessarily true, right? There's a difference between working out and there's a difference between training. Coach Chuck trains, and I'm trying to get you guys in the mindset of you are training. You're not just working out, you are training, right? Now, what do I mean by endurance muscle? Well, that's a muscle, you use your arms every day, every single day. If you were a farmer, there's no way that you could go and do your work and then take a day off and because you need to rest your arms. That's a made up concept to keep people safe that just want to work out. So hopefully over this last month, you've realized that, hey, I can work my arms as long as I keep it balanced across the elbow and the shoulder, meaning that I work the front and I work the back of it. So that was the one thing. And then just to let you know, again, you can work your muscles every day if you do it safely. Also, hopefully you got familiar with whether or not you have any imbalances, meaning, you know, for instance, my left arm is not as strong as my right arm, and that is from years of playing basketball. One thing I know about the body is your body seeks to be symmetrical. And when your body has some asymmetries in it is usually when there's injury, right? So the training piece of it is aimed at trying to be more symmetrical. And if you're working daily, even if you're doing the same amount with two different dumbbells, right arm, left arm, eventually the left arm will have to catch up because it's getting more stimulus because it is weak. Same with the triceps. I was hoping to have a little bit more interaction over the last month with the arms month. At least that was my plan at the beginning of the year, but I don't know if you guys know, but a couple of things happened to me over that month. I mean, I lost someone who was really close to me. Currently, my father-in-law is in the ICU. He has COVID, and we're not sure if he's gonna make it. So things get in the way, but we still need to find time to do the things that we need to do. And you know, I did take some days off as a result of that, but I got right back in the saddle. So yeah, and then hopefully you just got to know your body a little bit more. I mean, I named my company the Movement Lab because I think the gym should be a place that we not only develop our bodies, but also learn about our bodies. In today's world, we know more about the features of our car that we've only had for 2 or 3 years than we do our body. So that was the reason for some of the anatomy stuff that I sent out to you, and hopefully, or not hopefully, but I plan this month, even though it's a shorter month, to get out a little bit more anatomy to you and at least have it one Zoom call a month to where we can discuss some of the changes or things that you've experienced throughout this process. And the plan is each month we figure out a different movement and we just go from there. And at the end of the year, hopefully you'll know a lot more about your body through this experience. And hopefully you'll be a lot more fit through the accountability of the group, okay? So without further ado, we are going to reveal the movement of the month for February. And since we started with we started with arms, I was gonna move to core, but I want us to spend a few more days on core than just the 28. So instead of core, we're gonna skip core and we are going to legs, okay? So the movement, the RX movement, The prescription movement is 300 air squats per day. 300 air squats per day. I just finished doing mine. It took me 7 minutes and 51 seconds to complete 300 air squats. And that's straight through. I mean, I'll show you the video. The first part of the video will be in regular speed, and then I'll speed it up, and then the ending of me finishing at 7:51. And I actually finished probably at like 7:48, but it took me that long to find the timer and cut the clock off. So RX 300 air squats, right? And those air squats are ones in which, and you'll see the video, where when you go to squat, the first movement is the hip goes back. The hip goes back, right? So first hip goes back, knees bend. I'm trying to get my hips below the height of my knees, and then I'm gonna squeeze my butt and finish with glutes squeezed at the top, right? We're gonna rock out 300 of those. You're gonna try to keep your legs straight, or your feet pointed straight, knees can be out, right? Keep the foot flat on the ground, evenly distribute the weight from heel to toe, right? And try to push with the full foot up, and then pull yourself down. Don't let gravity pull you down. You use your muscles, your hamstrings to pull you down, and we're just up and down. And we're gonna try to carve it out to where you can do all 300 in one sitting. However, some of our schedules don't allow us to do that, so I will allow you to do 100 here, 100 there, 100 there, and then at the end of the night, you just report the fact that you did them. But if you have the opportunity to knock them all out in one set, that's gonna provide the biggest stimulus. I suggest you do it that way. Modified, everything that I said before, but just 150. Now, if you're gonna do the modified version, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do it in one setting. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it was taking 35, 45, sometimes an hour to get the arm workout done. I just told you I did 300. Now, I'm in shape, but I'm also coming off a busted Achilles and a back injury. A lot of you guys remember those two injuries. And I did it in 7 minutes, 51 seconds. So this month, you actually have a lot, it's gonna be a lot less time that you have to invest into completing the goal. But it's simple. Again, this is something that I want you to do every day. Again, this is something that I want you to be really mindful of, right? Meaning that if you can avoid it, don't put on loud music and knock this out. Try not to cut on the TV super loud and knock this out. I want you to be listening to what your body is telling you when you're doing the squats. Am I pushing more on the left leg? Am I pushing more on the right leg? Does it feel like I'm twisty, right? Does it, pay attention to what you're doing. And you want to be using both legs equally. So I want you to consciously be thinking about that. At the end of this month, I don't want to see one imperfect squat in the movement lab. We should be proficient. We're going to have lots and lots and lots of practice, right? Of doing mechanically sound air squats. So RX 300 air squats. If you feel good, you can even push and say, you know what, today, coach, I did 400, right? But no less if you're going to pick RX. If you're going to do modified, 150. Now, if you feel you have a good day and you're like, ooh, I got 200 in, we'll report that, but just commit to your baseline, and anything above that is great. Anything below that is unacceptable. So, good luck. If you have any questions, either pose them to me during our session, or shoot me a text, or even give me a call. I am going to try to put together a Zoom session, probably evening, to where it's not mandatory, but probably more than halfway through the month, we can all get on this thing, kind of share some of our experiences. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this weather if you're in Minnesota like I am. And we'll just go from there. So once again, happy February. It is Black History Month. Pay a little attention to some histories that African Americans have made in this country. as a service to you and as a service to others. The more we know, the better things are. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of this, and I'm looking forward to us getting together as a group and just us learning the difference between lifting weights and training. So thank you, and love the person who you are becoming.